It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Jamie is a leading Tampa Bay real estate agent and featured on the Wall Street Journal's list of top 100 real estate agents in the nation. Jamie invites you to list your home with him today and learn more at tampabayradio.com. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another week of That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. Alongside my producer over there, Josh Fosda, running the live stream available over on tampabayradio.com. Josh, good morning to you. How was your weekend?
My weekend was rad.
Yeah, I heard you went over to that new Halloween store that opens up every season there. How was that?
Spirit Halloween. Me and my little girl went.
Very nice. I'm going to have to check that out. I know those seasonal stores open up, and they're quite the little tourist attraction there, aren't they not?
Yeah, I mean, well, they have animatronics there, and nothing's more fun than seeing a 7-year-old freak out over some like rattling bones in some box. It's awesome. Yeah, it's amazing how fast this year has moved. We're just Halloween right around the corner, so it's been sneaking up on us very quickly. So, and what's kind of aggravating though is so many people are excited for Christmas. Like, no, Halloween first.
Right. Yeah. Well, we got a good show planned for you today. On the second part of today's hour, we'll be talking to Diane Daniels with Weight Loss Nation. It's a podcast, and she has lost 30 pounds following her formula, and she's going to talk to you about that and how you can get involved in her in the weight loss challenge through the podcast. But up first, I have Tom Panaggio, who's an author and entrepreneur and author of the book The Risk Advantage, and is a returning guest to the program today. So, Tom, welcome to the program today.
Good morning, Jamie.
So we'll be talking about this book and about entrepreneurship and leadership. And, after their initial plunge into business ownership, many entrepreneurs think, they should do everything in their power to avoid risk. But you teach that taking risk is an essential part of running a business. Why do you believe that to be true?
Well, I believe that risk has a correlation with opportunity. So I believe that whenever there's an opportunity, there's always a risk associated. Now, we always want opportunity, but we try to avoid the risk. And every time you look at a potential opportunity, there's always going to be a risk. There was a risk when you started your business. There's a risk every day that you show up to the office. And I've just noticed that whenever there's opportunity, there's risk. And when you avoid risk, therefore you avoid opportunity.
But they offer whole courses in risk management. It's such a broad topic. Yeah, and we know we got to take risks to be successful, but how do you balance too much risk with the expectation of return?
Well, you just hit upon it. If a opportunity has a return, okay, then you look at what's the correlation between your objective in your business. In other words, if I'm going to move my business forward, which is the prime objective with any business, moving it forward, is if there's an opportunity that helps me move my business forward, then I must accept the risk. I must look at it and evaluate it. Now, when I talk about risk, I'm not talking about liability risk. I'm not talking about insane risks where you're putting all your money on the color red in a roulette game. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're not talking about just leaping off a cliff.
That's right. That's right. Everything's has parameters to it. Everything has parameters to it.
Now, one of your business partners used to regularly ask, are you the chicken or the pig? What does that mean? And why should every person considering entrepreneurship ask themselves that question before diving in?
I had my business partner had a wealth of these very, very colorful phraseology, right? And
what was his name?
His name was Phil Turk. And
Phil Turk?
Yeah.
So Philerisms.
Philerisms, that's exactly right. And Phil was... He looked like the Mad Professor, all right? He had this hair was never combed. He had this scraggly beard, but he was a brilliant guy, and he was an art major. So he constantly came up with these philerisms, as you say, right? So the idea is that are you the chicken or the pig? See, the chicken is involved with breakfast. It just lays the egg and then is off to something else. Where the pig gives himself 100% because he's the bacon, right? So
right.
His point was that if you're the chicken, you're only involved in your business. Okay, if you're the pig, you are deeply you are the business, right?
Right.
And that's what he really meant.
You got to be some sort of a strong human being to be like that, though. I mean,
that's right.
You're setting yourself up for a lot of hurt, a lot of, like you said, risk and things like that. I mean, that just seems like you might as well leap off the cliff.
Yeah. Well, if you're the pig, you are committed, right?
Well, both of those are two of my favorite delicatessens, by the way, the pig and the chicken. I enjoy both of them. Both. I eat both of them. We have not necessarily for breakfast, but I definitely enjoy both the chicken and the pig. In the risk advantage, you encourage every entrepreneur to take 2 essential risks. What are they, and why are they so important?
Well, the first one is change. Right? You've got to accept change. And that's probably the largest risk that any business owner will face, and they avoid change like, there's nobody likes change, right? Mm-hmm. And to move your business forward, you have to accept that risk of change.
Right.
It is the only thing that keeps you from becoming obsolete. And people, most business leaders will tell you, I don't want to change because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I'm not saying that you just go out there and just make radical changes. But what you do have to do is you have to look at the fact that innovation is change. And if you don't accept and embrace the risk of change, you are not going to be innovative. You're going a business that's standing still is on a slippery slope to obsolescence. That's basically the bottom line.
Right. If you're not growing, you're shrinking, as one of my friends always says. And another thing, if you're not, you must be willing to sacrifice who you are for who you're willing to become. And so another great quote from from a speaker I listen to quite frequently. Now you said 2 essential risks there. We talked about change, and what was the other essential risks inside the book? The risk advantage.
Well, it's really innovation.
Okay, change and innovation.
Yes,
then. Okay.
Yeah.
So you say entrepreneurs take risks every day, but they may not frame that decision making as risk taking. Can you tell me more about this?
Well, the idea that risk is bad is the first thing we've got to get rid of on our mindset. Okay, the mindset of risk is that it's going to put me in a position where I'm going to fail, right? And again, the other thing, we have a fear of failure, and the idea that failure is bad. Again, nobody likes to fail, but you can't succeed until you fail, mm-hmm. right? The classic, I guess, example is that people use is Thomas Edison. He failed 10,000 times. Trying to invent things, and now this is probably America's most prolific inventor, mm-hmm. and his failure rate was incredible. Look at home run hitters, right?
Right.
Babe Ruth, number 1 strikeout king of
right.
his time. Bobby Bonds.
You go to the plate 7 out of 10
Barry
times.
Bonds, same thing. He was the number 1, but they only remember one thing: his home runs, right? So with failure, you actually, the idea is you've got a better chance to succeed. You've lessened the odds of failure once you fail, right? Baseball's
an interesting sport in the sense that you come to the plate 7 out of 10 times to do what you're supposed to do. It's to get a hit and fail, and as long as you succeed 3 out of 10 times, you end up in the Hall of Fame.
Perfect. I was just going to say that. Exactly right. You look at the.
You want a real challenge, do it roidless.
That's right.
Well, that's just in today's market, but go ahead.
Yeah, and I was going to say is you look at that and you go, I fail 70% of the time, and I am a Hall of Famer.
Right.
Just think about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you did that in business, if I correlate to my business that I was in direct marketing. If you failed 98% of the time, you made a ton of money.
Really?
Wow. Well, in most direct marketing campaigns, a 1 to 2% response rate was good, was acceptable.
Wow.
2%, you were thrilled. And so you look at that and you go, I failed 98% of the time.
So to sum it up, people who fail the most are the most successful.
Right, exactly. Thomas Watson, not the founder, but the guy that really built IBM, he said, you want to succeed fast, increase the number of failures.
To be a successful entrepreneur, you have to get comfortable with trusting their gut. What's an example from your career where you trusted your gut and it turned out to be the right move?
Well, the best example I can give of we here in Tampa, we have our company here that we founded was called RME, and we had this marketing program for financial planners. Everybody's, I'm sure, gotten a letter in the mail inviting you to a dinner seminar, and we created this program.
I didn't get no invite.
Well, Josh, unfortunately, you don't fit the demographic profile. I'll see what I can do. But our original business plan here in Tampa was different. It was in the direct marketing field, but it was different. And we built the whole company based upon that business model. Well, we started to test this financial planner seminar model, and it just got some unbelievable response. And there's 3 partners here, and 2 of us, myself and my other partner George Villar, we had lunch every day with Phil. The 3 of us would always have lunch together and talk about the business. And so at this one particular lunch on the Village Inn and Hillsborough Avenue, we told Phil, who had come up with the original business model, this was just, we had only our gut, just what happened at the trade shows on this particular program. We said, Phil, we're going to change the business model. And he just flipped out. He went nuts, and he's screaming and yelling at us. And the waitress came over and said, "Gentlemen, you're going to have to leave here now." And because we had taken his baby, and it was just on our pure empirical gut, we said we're going to change the business model. And that, to me, that is by far the number one gut decision that we've ever made, and thank God we made it, because we became very successful with it.
Now, entrepreneurs must be self-reliant. What advice do you have for business owners who have trouble trusting their own decision making?
You know what? Again, it goes back to the idea of failure. Fail. Don't worry about make the decision. If number one, if it's good for the business or it moves them forward, make the decision. If it fails, my advice is do this: fail fast. Okay, right. Don't dwell on the failure. Don't keep whatever it is that you're doing. Don't keep doing it if it's not working. Right. Get off of it immediately. Right. And move on to the next thing. So don't worry about failure. Yeah. Okay.
I'd always say you can fail many a times in entrepreneurism, but you only got to be right once. You can fail 5 times. It's that one score that really pays off, and so that's the beauty of entrepreneurism.
We had a lot of business initiatives that just went right down in the tank. I mean, just terrible. But the ones that succeeded, they, again, if you look at the percentages, if we hit 300, we made lots of money. Right. And nobody's going to hit 1,000. It just doesn't happen.
Good analogy. Currently talking to Tom Panaggio. He is a strategic innovation consultant, entrepreneur, and author of the book The Risk Advantage, available over on Amazon. And learn more about this over at theriskadvantage.com. We've got a little bit more with him when we come back from the break. You're listening to That Business Show. Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com. Did you know the biggest challenge business leaders face today is creating an engaged and productive workforce culture? Bill Meyer Ham Consulting wants to help you solve this challenge. They will help you transform your workforce culture to produce amazing business results. Call Bill Meyer Ham Consulting at 941-201-4650 today or visit BillMeyerHam.com. That's BillMeyerHam.com. Have a conversation. What's up, business rock stars? Are you ready to bring out the CEO in you? Join Julianne Nichols, CEO of Focus on You Strategy, every other Friday on That Business Show. She'll be talking with other chief entrepreneurial officers about how they grew their businesses. Remember, you could join the conversation at Focus on You Strategies Focus Fridays Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. That's facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. Be the CEO of you. How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at Home Instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal. And most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
From the RP Funding Traffic Network.
Heavy traffic in Port Richey on southbound US 19. Crash at Ridge Road blocking a couple lanes. Northbound US 19 blocked at State Road 52. That's due to a crash investigation. Use Little Road instead through that area. Crash on northbound I-75 just north of the Brandon area off to the left-hand side. And traffic slow on southbound I-75 from Bruceby Downs to I-4. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by the Center for Disease Control. Zika is being spread by mosquitoes. Protect yourself, your community, pregnant women, and our next generation. There are actions you can take. Go to cdc.gov/prevent Zika to learn more. Together we can fight Zika and protect our babies.
Today, a mix of sun and clouds with a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 90. Tonight, partly cloudy and muggy, low 77. Tomorrow, a 40% rain chance, high 89.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. Talking to Tom Panaggio, author of The Risk Advantage. You can learn more about this over at theriskadvantage.com, and you can pick up the book available over on Amazon. Now, Tom, risk aversion can be a common habit for entrepreneurs to slip into. Why does it happen, and what can entrepreneurs do to break the habit?
Well, again, number one thing is fear of change, fear of the unknown. So that's the big reason there's risk aversion. And the other thing is that, everybody tells you to avoid risk. So you're conditioned not to accept risk.
Then how can you tell the difference then between an unnecessary risk and a risk that could lead to a great opportunity?
Well, an unnecessary risk is something that first of all, you're unprepared for, right? Again, I want to stress the fact that I don't advocate just running in there like a madman, doing something without being prepared. I mean, you have to be prepared, right? So you've got to have a plan. You've got to be able to execute the plan. You got to have the tools to execute the plan. And if you're prepared for the opportunity, again, it moves your business forward. Okay, that's the key thing. It has to move your business forward. Then you need to look at it and accept that risk, and don't worry about the potential for failure. Okay, because you've made the plan, you've put the plan together, you've put the pieces in place to execute the plan. Then go forward with it. If you run into a roadblock, you get a little a problem where it doesn't go quite as well, you make an adjustment.
Right.
Okay. It's just like in any sport in football. I mean, let's face it. As you get into a game, things aren't going to be always operate the best way. You're going to throw an interception, you're going to fumble the ball, whatever it is. But at that point, you just don't go, you know what, the hell with it. I made all these mistakes. I'm done with the game, right? You make adjustments, and that's exactly what you do in business.
Now, going back to change, which we were talking about there in that first segment there, change can be a heart attack-inducing word for entrepreneurs, but it is a necessity for any growing business. What are some ways business owners can make implementing change less painful at their businesses?
Well, the first thing is it's usually for employees that is something that will set them into a state of fear. And what you have to do is you have to bring your employees into the decision-making process. Not that they're going to be there making the decision, but something that I did when I was running my company was I always had them involved. Okay, strategically, if I made a choice to do something, I would come before the employees and I would say, look, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to do it this way because of these reasons, and I justify my reasons, and then I would defer the execution to the employees. I would give them the ball and let them be the ones that do the executing. Mm-hmm. That way, they own it. So they're no longer fearful of change, because what they're fearful of is will this put me out of a job? That's basically what they're worried about. Right. Am I going to have a job? If we make this change, am I going to have a job? And so you give them the ball, let them be the ones that execute the change, and they'll be more comfortable with it.
And that helps them get over that hump of fearing change on themselves.
That's
correct.
Right.
Obviously, you fear change as the owner, the entrepreneur, but your employees are going to be apprehensive as well. But by giving them the ball to run with the change,
exactly,
it helps.
And when your business fails and your wife gets really mad at you, you could just blame it on your
blame it on the employees.
That's see how it works out. That's right.
Now, speaking of employees, hiring new ones is a big risk for entrepreneurs. What are some of the signs for entrepreneurs that they can no longer go it alone?
Well,
when they're standing there holding your hand.
That's right. when they run out of time, really, or when their wife, says to them, "Hey, listen, I would like to see you once in a while." Somebody gave me some advice years ago, and he said, "Look,
I'm sorry, Rick. I don't think he's capable of smiling too much later." There you go. Get it. Hurry up. He's smiling. I got him.
Okay. So he said, hire people that are smarter than you. And at first I thought, geez, that's quite an insult. And then I really sat down and I thought about it. I said, you know what? That's a pretty darn good idea. All right, I'm going to go out and I'm going to find people that are smarter than me, that can execute their role better than I could do it. Right? I mean, you can't be all things to all people. As a leader, you got to be able to delegate.
Right.
Okay. And people fear loss of control. That's why they don't delegate. I've got to control this.
Right.
And that's a road to heart attack.
It seems to be the biggest problem with businesses is what you just spoke on, right, Jamie?
Yes, absolutely. And expect to fail probably seems like a defeatist attitude to most entrepreneurs, but you say it's actually the first step to becoming a successful business leader. So Tom Panaggio, a strategic innovation consultant, entrepreneur, and author of The Risk Advantage, thank you so much for being in studio this morning, and looking forward to getting a copy of the book. I'm going to check it out over at theriskadvantage.com. So Tom, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jamie. Josh, thank you.
And again, you can pick up the book available over on Amazon, and also learn more about that over at theriskadvantage.com. Coming back from the break, we'll be talking with Diane Daniels. She is the founder of the Weight Loss Nation podcast, and she lost 30 pounds doing a technique that she teaches through her podcast, and she can get you involved as well through it at her Weight Loss Nation Challenge, and we'll learn more about that coming back from the break. You're listening to That Business Show. Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
I feel guilty that I can't always be there when Mom feels stuck at home. She was always there for us. But now she can't get out, and I'm not always available to take her places. Someone else needs to help her get around. Then I learned about Home Instead. Now Mom can do what she enjoys because her personal caregiver is there, and I can just be a daughter again.
Are you struggling to care for your loved one? We can help. Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
Use Little Road instead through that area. Crash on northbound I-75 just north of the Brandon area off to the left-hand side, and traffic slow on southbound I-75 from Bruceby Downs to I-4. See traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by UFit Health Clubs.
This month, you only need $1 to join UFit Health Clubs. A huge selection of equipment and machines, knowledgeable personal trainers, all for only $1 down. So grab those coins from your cup holder and head to UFit today. Offer ends 9/27. Other restrictions may apply. See Jim for details.
1250 winds, weather center forecast. Today's high, once again, in the low 90s. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds. Look for those afternoon showers and storms to be scattered about. Low tonight in the mid-70s, 90 for high tomorrow. Rain chance up to 50%. Impact Radio 1250 winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
And we're back to That Business Show. Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. I want to remind everybody about the upcoming Business Symposium going on Friday, October 28th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. over at the Hilton Hotel on Lake Carillon across the water there. So tickets are $59. $39 if you are a TBBO member. And we do have some sponsorship and booths available still at that. Head over to tbbo.org/symposium to pick up tickets or inquire about sponsorship opportunities. It'll be a full day event featuring a Shark Tank panel of experts, and it'll be a fun day of education and networking. You can take advantage of the Strategic Alliance to meet new professionals, as well as the thriving marketplace ranging from the Shark Tank panelists to local innovative companies. Again, tbbo.org/symposium. Up next is a very loyal TBBO member and returning guest to the program, Diane Daniels, host of Weight Loss Nation. So, Diane, welcome to the program today.
Jamie, always good to be here and talk with you. Thank you very much for having me.
And you can learn more about this throughout the discussion over at theweightlossnation.com. So, Diane, this is a podcast that you launched. First off, I remember you were on the show last time talking about this. When did you launch this?
I launched it April 20th
April
this year.
April 20th of this year. And Diane, you come from a background of Medicare, insurance, and all that fun stuff, and you decided to do this Weight Loss Nation podcast as an aside from your general business. You know, what was the inspiration to start this podcast?
The inspiration was, Jamie, is that I've been fat all my life. Okay, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. I've always had that problem with yo-yo dieting.
Right.
Okay, I've tried everything.
But many of us have been fat all our lives. We didn't start podcasts because of it. So.
No, but fortunately, I already had a great podcast, and I'd been podcasting, and I said, let me be accountable. Let me put myself out there, throw myself off the cliff, and what is that called, Josh, when the mash pit or something, when they carry you when people
are...
something like that, right? I'm going to let my listeners help me with this.
You really did struggle with weight, and you're talking about mash pit. I mean, I know you got mashed potatoes on the brain, because I do too.
No more mashed potatoes for me. But that's how I started the podcast. I have to be accountable. So I said, look, if I start a podcast where I'm going to take this journey to help me lose weight and surround myself with experts that know what they're doing, and if they can help me to lose weight by eating real food every day and combining movement and then working on the mindset, the screwed up problems that I have of why I gained all this weight, I think I can help a lot of people out there, and that's exactly what we've been doing on the Weight Loss Nation podcast.
Now, you went on the podcast still 30 pounds heavier. You had not lost any weight yet, correct? You did this alongside the other guests that were doing the weight loss challenge. Am I correct in that?
That's correct. Okay. Of course, I couldn't participate in the challenge. That would be pretty biased, right? But yes, I did it right alongside the other 6 contestants that wanted to participate in the contest. And I lost 30 pounds. Our winner, Christy Hausler, lost 35. She was the winner of the contest. And it was just amazing to be on this journey with the contestants and to show people out there, we can do this. We can solve this problem, because I tell everybody out in Weight Loss Nation, I'm doing this for the rest of my life. It has to be a commitment to your life, a lifestyle. It's just not about losing weight.
Right. Now, what is the availability of the podcast? Is this available on iTunes, your website? First off, where can people find the podcast?
Okay, so they can find the podcast. You can go directly to the website at theweightlossnation.com. You can also find it on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, all of those type of apps that you can play podcasts.
What about YouTube? Is there any video companions with it?
We're going to have some great fun YouTubes. I put myself, like I said, off the cliff doing all kinds of wonderful things like yoga and Pilates. Just love seeing that fat woman doing all that stuff. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of good YouTube sessions coming up for season 2.
Frequency of the podcast. How often are you producing them? What times can people find them for the new content?
So right now it's available 2 times a week, but it's on demand, right? So anybody can go on the site or through iTunes and listen to any of the 45 different episodes anytime they want, anywhere they want. That's what's nice about a podcast. It's on demand, right? But so I launch new episodes right now every Tuesday and Friday, and then starting October 15th with season 2, we'll have it on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Are those live? Do you launch them live, or is it pre-recorded and then you just release them on Tuesdays?
Yeah, they're pre-recorded and then they're published every Tuesday and Friday.
So the techniques that you use in your podcast, The Weight Loss Nation, is it the same for everybody that's doing the weight loss challenge? Are you using maybe one weight loss technique and they're doing a different weight loss technique? I mean, how are you working with your participants through the weight loss program?
So what's wonderful about this, Jamie, is that all you have to do is eat real food. Okay, we can all do that, right? We need to do that to sustain life and live. So it's going to be real food. My mantra is, if it grows from the ground, grows on a tree, roams the earth, flies in the sky.
Real food is so subjective.
Wait, hold on. I didn't finish the mantra. All right, if it flies in the sky or it swims in the water, we can eat it.
Right.
Okay? If it comes in a box, don't touch it. Right? If it's processed, if it comes in a box, mostly if it has labels, you're not going to touch it.
What if it's pizza? I mean, that comes in a box.
Listen, that's my favorite food, but when I touch it, you wouldn't believe what I had to go through to eat pizza.
I was going to say, real food is subjective, especially to someone like myself who stops in and out of convenience stores and fast food joints all day long. And so, I mean, it's real to me. I don't know. But
no, I hear you.
I can't necessarily get it out of the ground like, some of the healthy people out there. And when I go to the store and I go down that health foods aisle and stuff, it just doesn't appeal to me. I've got food addiction. I mean, how did you feel like you were addicted to food at all while you began this journey? Because that's my problem. I feel like I have an addiction. I need to be treated inside some methadone clinic or something.
No, well, like I told you last time, Jamie, you should be on Weight Loss Nation with me, and I told Josh too. All right, I mean, here I am, 30 pounds lighter. You guys are still packing it away. I don't.
No, I lost 30 pounds since the last time I saw you.
I think I gained another 30 since the last time I saw you.
I was about 230 when I saw you last, and I'm sitting at about 205 now.
But I did inspire, didn't I not, Josh?
Yeah, you and Doc Gargo.
All right, I knew I did. I knew I inspired.
Yeah, Josh has got to sit through another 2 hours of health and wellness talk after me, listening to Dr. Michael Garko, him and haw on him about weight loss and talk about somebody who really practices what he preaches. That guy is, you wouldn't believe his age, and he looks incredible, and he has a tremendous
20
show.
years younger than he is.
Yeah, it's a tremendous show. Comes on right after this one.
I know, and I got to talk with him, definitely. I think we would be a great partnership to talk. But talking about the addiction, very close to what you were saying, Jamie, I am an emotional eater, okay? Right. And we're not just talking about a emotion. I have a problem with all emotions. Mm-hmm. Okay, I used to eat for every emotion. So if I was all excited, I wanted to celebrate with food. Mm-hmm. If I was watching a scary movie, you like horror movies, Josh, right? I got to eat. You got to be stuffing in that popcorn. So all emotions I attributed to soothe myself with food.
Right. I'm a comfort eater myself. I'm a stress eater. I've lost 30 and 40 pounds a few times in my life, but it's been in periods of low stress.
Mm-hmm. Or taking off a jacket. No, bad joke. Sorry, guys. No, I was going to say you got to give yourself more of a chance, though, man. You kind of write yourself off like unless 7-Eleven starts growing hot dogs and big gulps in the ground that you've got no chance at losing weight. I think that's a big part of it is believing in yourself, right?
It is believing in yourself. As a matter of fact, so with Weight Loss Nation, what I did was I said to myself, what is the program that would work for me? Because if it works for me, it really can work for anybody.
Right.
So I sat down and said, first of all, I need people surrounding me that need to be like-minded who can teach me and keep me motivated to stay on a program and teach me the tools for the rest of my life. So it would just be normal for me to want to eat this way and find other ways to soothe myself without stuffing food for feelings.
Now, how did your podcast work? Did you have other expert contributors to the program, other medical professionals that would come in and then assist you and your listeners through the podcast? Tell me about the structure of the podcast.
So the structure is I had 10 mentors that were professionals out in all different fields in the health and wellness industry. I had fitness instructors, nutrition dietitians, yoga instructors, Pilates instructors, stress management, emotional eating counselor. That was very important for me. So, and things like that. And I interviewed them and we assessed what I was going through. And then we would help the listeners because I know if people were going through challenges that I was going through, there had to be somebody else out there that was going through the same thing. And it's true. People would email me and thank me so much for doing the podcast. They felt the same way and they felt a bond. And that helped them to be committed and to start a program and start losing weight and living a healthy lifestyle.
Support system.
Now, what was the time frame? You started your podcast back in April. Did you have a time frame for the weight loss challenge? Do you have seasons for this? Is there another season around the corner? How does this work?
Yeah, so when we started in towards the end of April, it was a 12-week contest at that time, a challenge for anybody that wanted to participate, and the person who lost the most weight, who had a normal blood pressure and close to normal total cholesterol would win the challenge. And we did that. And like I said, Christy Hausler from the Keys, she was the winner, and she won a trip from Carnival Cruise, who provided a 7-day cruise for her and whoever she wanted as a guest. So now what we're going to be doing is for season 2, which starts October 15th, we're having Weight Loss Nation Academy. It's going to be another 12 weeks, but it's not going to be a contest because people are writing back to me saying that they wanted to participate, but they didn't want that extra pressure of feeling that it had to be a contest.
Right.
So I was like, you're absolutely right. Let's do this. It's all about learning. So let's teach you the tools from our experts, what you need to do to learn about your mindset. I found that was the most important thing, Jamie, because as a kid, an emotional eater. My parents got divorced. My grandparents raised me, and they taught me everything I needed to know to become an adult. But being the oldest, I had a lot of pressure, a lot of things I had to do by myself. I really didn't have anybody to talk to about things that I really needed an adult figure to talk to. And that's why I think I was stuffing that food to soothe myself.
Right. Now, what are the eligibility requirements to get involved in this next season? Are you currently taking applicants? Talk to me about people that would like to get involved in this.
You don't have to be, fat is another very broad term. First of all, you got to be over 18, okay? You got to be over 18, and you've got to want to lose, 20 pounds or more, okay? And you want to do this by a regular eating food, like I mentioned to you. No supplements, no artificial types of shakes, weight loss shakes. They have to be regular shakes that we make with our food. So if we're putting in spinach and kale and some fruit and some vegetable protein powder and things like that, then we can have shakes. But it's got to be real food, like I mentioned. And then they're going to participate and have sessions with our mentors. Lorena Saavedra Smith is back, who's from Hanak Prana Yoga here in Tampa Bay. Patricia Wellner's back from Suncoast Pilates Studio in Palm Harbor. And then we also have Barb Hennessy, who is the stress counselor and emotional eating counselor. She's back. And I got a great new addition for the season. Her name is Linda Allred. She's a best-selling author, well-known hypnotist, and kinesiology expert. And that means movement. I had to look it up myself. I don't want to, not using big words out there, folks. So she's going to be here. She's fantastic. And she's got, also, we're connecting. She's having a challenge on her own that's called the Cracking the Weight Loss Code. It's a 7-week virtual program that she's starting in October. And if anybody goes to her website, Linda Allred, just think of allred.com. Meloni.com. Take her living assessment challenge. She'll get back with you and give you a free consultation over your results. She's going to be a fabulous addition to our Weight Loss Nation experts there, Jamie. I can't wait. We got a bunch of other fitness instructors and new nutrition experts. I can't wait for the season to
begin.
How
do people apply then? I'm assuming they go to theweightlossnation.com. There's some guidance there, but take us through how do people would make actual application to participate in your challenge.
Yeah, all they got to do is go to theweightlossnation.com, go to the Contact Us tab, and we've got SpeakPipe. You can either just click the button and start talking, give me your name and contact information, or fill out the email form, and we'll get back to you and make sure you're a good fit for the Educational Academy coming up in October.
Now, I notice on your page you have an FAQ section. I see a place for how do you submit a video. Is a video required as part of the application process that they submit a video to you as well?
No, they don't. They don't have to do that. I just want to ensure that they're going to be 20 pounds or more. So if we take and accept their entry, we're just going to make sure they give us a before picture. So a video won't be required this time because this is really more of an academy and an instructional 12 weeks to get people to learn the tools so they'll be able to do this for the rest of their life, which is the most important thing. Takes a village to raise a kid. Well, it really takes a village to live a long-term healthy lifestyle too.
Currently talking to Diane Daniels, host of Weight Loss Nation. You can take advantage of this upcoming weight loss challenge by visiting theweightlossnation.com. This next challenge kicking off on October 15th. Got a little bit more with her when we come back from the break. You're listening to That Business Show. Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank, and that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855-834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vein 911. We will help you feel great again.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project.
How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn Apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Delays on the southbound side of the Veterans Expressway between Linebaugh and Hillsborough. That's due to a crash off to the left-hand side. Also northbound 275 from Midspan on the Howard Franklin Bridge to that entrance ramp from Memorial Highway. It's a bit slow through there. Westbound I-4, crash off to the left-hand side just past 50th Street. That has traffic slow from I-75. And a crash in Pasco County has northbound US 19 still shut down at State Road 52. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Udurk. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Troy University. Troy University's new Military and Family Scholarship caps the cost of tuition at $250 per credit hour, saving up to 50% in out-of-pocket tuition costs. For details, visit troy.edu/military spirit. Apply by October 7th to begin classes this term.
Today, a mix of sun and clouds with a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 90. Tonight, partly cloudy and muggy, low 77. Tomorrow, a 40% rain chance, high 89.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hey, welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. Learn more about the program over at TampaBayRadio.com. The live stream is available over there, in addition to on the airwaves over on 1250 WHNZ. I got listeners and viewers all across the internet and the airwaves and the live stream, and people listen in a number of different ways, including on iTunes and SoundCloud and YouTube. It's everywhere, Diane. I mean, you know, as a podcaster, I mean, there's so many different places you got to have your podcast and your show, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just incredible the number of places you can listen these days with technology. So, Diane, you're the host of Weight Loss Nation. People can learn more about this over at theweightlossnation.com. Talk to me about your diet as it exists today and the changes that you made, going forward.
So the first thing that was really, really important for me was carbohydrates. I am a pasta and bread person. Okay, pizza. I told you, pizza is my favorite food. New York pizza. I'm from Brooklyn. What can I tell you? So carbs is always eating them, always craving them. So that was important for me to start eliminating that, out of my daily intake of food. So now the only carbohydrates that I really eat that would be familiar to people would be sweet potatoes and quinoa and brown rice.
Quinoa? What's that?
Quinoa. That's how I love to say that.
Is that kiwi?
No, it's not kiwi. It's quinoa.
Quinoa. I don't know. I've never heard of it.
It's a grain. It's a grain, but what's awesome about it, and this is how much I learn all the time from my experts, it is the only grain that has a protein. It's the most full nourished essential proteins. It has every protein that your body needs.
So how do you battle though the hunger cravings? I know when I've eliminated carbs, I get very hungry and stuff. I mean, I like the whole eat a lot of proteins and then eliminate the carbs. How do you battle the hunger?
Right in the beginning, it was crazy. I mean, I wanted to be jumping off a cliff and be a high diver. I'm not kidding. So I understand exactly what you're talking about, because when you start eliminating the portion sizes that I was eating, of course, you're starving, you're craving, you're having all these things going on. But as you start eliminating those pastas and the breads and start incorporating more fruit and vegetables and eliminating the carbs, you're getting yourself more full, because some of the fiber naturally from vegetables or like a quinoa or sweet potato makes you full. You have to learn what types of food with fiber make you food.
Right.
But what kind of food makes you full?
Full, makes you full. I got you.
I was putting the horse before the cart there. Sorry about that.
I feel like that was my fault for some reason.
That was my fault. That was my fault.
Yeah.
I found that coffee would take care of my hunger. So anytime I'm on any type of diet, the caffeine and coffee, it inhibits my hunger, so I'm on a lot of coffee whenever I'm on any type of diet. Any tricks like that? I don't know if that's a good trick.
No, there's no trick. I have to have my coffee every day.
But I'll have a lot of it throughout the day.
I got a trick that I use. I just stay busy.
Yeah.
Like if I start getting hungry and I know that I'm just going to overeat, I just take off and go for a long walk.
Right.
And I think that's awesome, Josh. And I've had to do that myself because I didn't do any type of actual physical exercise during the past 4 months. But I did start improving with walking. But for a lot of other people, they have jobs that are 8 to 10 hours a day. They have sedentary jobs where they're sitting at computers. They can't do that. So our experts were teaching me and other listeners that while you're even sitting in your chair, you can do lots of movement by doing arm raises and leg raises, stand up and do some jumping jacks, things like that.
What about the stand-up desk? Did you teach that in the in Weight Loss Nation? You get the portable desk that you can raise and stand.
It is an awesome product, and we didn't talk about it during last time because it was primarily for only a certain segment of people. We try to make this available for every type of person, but I think we'll probably talk about it a lot more this season.
Speaking of which, during the break, I asked you if you have listeners of your podcast, if you interview them on the show or talk to them and spend a segment on them. Do you do that, or is there plans to do that?
It certainly is, Josh. For season 2, we want people that are members and people in our listening audience to call in, and I'd love to interview them on how things are working for them or not working for them by following Weight Loss Nation and all the value that our experts are giving them, and then by following our recipes and eating real food. So certainly would love to welcome anybody that is going to be listening to the podcast or being a member to call in. Let me interview you. It'd be great. Imagine that. You could be Weight Loss Nation is all across all 50 states, and we're in right now 15 different countries around the world.
Very cool. And so how did you handle like sodas and alcohol? Did you cut those out? Did you go to just water only and some coffee? What did you do with the liquids?
So soda, I gave up soda a long time ago, so I was fat without drinking soda. That obviously that didn't help. So I didn't have a problem with that, and I love drinking water. I've been an athlete all my life, so water was just like a constant. But alcohol, again, I wasn't a big drinker. I was awful when I was a kid. I drank a lot. I think I poisoned myself too much, and that's what helped when I got older. But for those of you that do like to indulge in maybe having a wine or beer, you can do it, but it has to be in moderation. That's always going to be the key, is the moderation.
All right. A good discussion with Diane Daniels, host of Weight Loss Nation. So, Diane, thank you so much for being in studio on this early Monday morning.
Hey, thanks so much, Jamie. Love to be here. Welcome, everybody. Come on and join us for Season 2 on theweightlossnation.com.
And you can pick this up on October 15th is when that new season starts, and you can make application to become a participant in this weight loss challenge over at theweightlossnation.com. She lost 30 pounds using the techniques that she's going to be teaching you on this podcast. Again, theweightlossnation.com. Learn more about this program, tampabayradio.com, and please connect with me on social media, facebook.com/That Business Show, and Twitter under Jamie_Meloni. You've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.